Collective. So I just did a reading on a King of Swords who's holding a grudge against a former lover, but the reading was all from the point of view of the King of Swords. So I want to find out, like, what their former lover feels, okay? Because I was getting the sense from the King of Swords that, like I said, he's filtering everything through ego. Okay, so he's not seeing things clearly. So it leads me to believe that he's misunderstanding the situation. So I want to find out, how does their former lover feel? Like, what's the real deal? Okay, so I'm doing a part 2 from that side of it. Okay, so depending on who you are in the collective, if you are the King of Swords or if you are their former lover, take it how it resonates. But I'm doing the point of view now of the former lover. Okay, so let's just dive in so we can hear both sides. Okay, let's find out. How does the former lover feel? Is this king? I don't feel like this king is correct because he's filtering everything through ego. What's the real deal? How does the divine feminine feel? Okay. I do feel it's a divine feminine energy here that they're talking about. But again, we can have a male in their divine feminine energy too. So that's why I always say we're not tied to gender, we're tied to energy. So when I'm saying he, she, flip it if you need to, okay? We're talking about energy here. But let's see, how does, for the purposes of this reading, I'm going to call her she. How does she feel about this king? Now, I'm sorry, one more other thing I want to say. I know I'm calling this person the lover, but if this person, like, there can be care and love here and it not be intimate, okay? So if this is like more of a friendship, that can apply too, okay? So just because there's lover in the title, it just means you have love for this person, you've cared for this person, okay? So however that's resonating. All right, how does she feel? Spirit, how does she feel? We've got the Fool. How does she feel? That's really sweet, actually. Now, the Fool takes chances, takes risks, okay? There's a sense of adventure with the Fool, okay? They just kind of, they go with the flow. They go with what excites them. I'm dog sitting. I've got Izzy with me. Izzy, you want to say hi? Come here. Let's get you in here. Oh, hi. Say hi, Izzy. So I have her with me today, which is nice. I get some doggy love. All right. Sorry. But yeah, so there's this feeling of she was really happy with this king. Brought her a sense of adventure, okay, with the Fool. They may have had some type of adventure or gone on adventures together, okay, but with the Fool, it's like, it was exciting, okay? It was exciting. More on this. How does she feel? The Sun in reverse. So if you remember, at the start of that reading, we got the Sun in reverse for this king as well. So she's mirroring this king, the Sun in reverse. With the Fool and the Sun in reverse, she's definitely missing him too. She's missing him too. But, wow. So, okay. So this king is wrong. He is filtering through ego. Because the reason he's cold and detached is because he feels that she is. She's not. She's still missing you. Sun in reverse. You both had it in your spread here. So however you identify in the collective. More on this. I'm intrigued. I knew I had to do a part 2. I felt compelled. I'm like, I want to hear from the divine feminine side. Ooh, hold on. 2 things. Page of Wands. 5 of Wands. Here's that passion, the wand energy. So Page of Wands. I'm sorry. I'm feeling sad here because this is like wanting to start something with this king, wanting to grow something. Now it's page energy, so it's like beginning stages. I don't think this has really progressed into anything major, but there was this like hopeful, excuse me, hopeful energy of, especially with the Fool and Page of Wands, there was this feeling of wanting to create something here, grow something. But with 5 of Wands, there was a conflict. 444 as I say that. So this is why the King of Swords is no longer attached to this divine feminine. There was a conflict. There was an argument. What was the argument? What was the argument? So, long story short here, this king's divine feminine, she misses him. She does. Yeah. So now I guess we're digging into the fight. I guess that's all we needed to know, because there was some kind of fight, conflict, argument, kerfuffle. What was this, please, Spirit? The Emperor and Six of Swords reverse. There's something about control. The Emperor is controlled, controlling, perhaps, sometimes. There's something about wanting to control this situation. So whatever the argument was, conflict, kerfuffle, it had to do with wanting to control. Somebody's a control freak, okay? Somebody is in their control freak type energy. Need to control this for whatever reason. Paired with the Six of Swords in the reverse. So Six of Swords is about like the calm after the storm, moving forward. Six of Swords in the reverse, it's like maybe there's a stagnant energy. There was no closure. There was no closure. So that's part, okay, makes sense. Oh, I see. Also part of the lens that this is being seen through from the King of Swords point of view is there was no closure. So he never really got clarity. That's why. Okay. I love this. I'm sorry. I love this. It's very, very clear to me. So this connection, it is just, I mean, it's over. It's over. But it's like, there's still this sort of hope. Perhaps maybe really, really low beneath the surface. Maybe for one or the both of you, because it's right underneath the sun in reverse, which you both had in your spread, both the king and his divine counterpart. Or maybe not counterparts. I don't know. It's feeling kind of counterparty, though, especially because you both got the sun in reverse. You're both kind of mirroring each other's feelings here. But, okay, more on this. Hold on. I love when I understand a reading so clearly. Like I'm seeing it like a story play out in my head. 10 of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so this is about like terrible burden. So she's been just as burdened and she's really trying to let go of the burden. 10 of Wands reverse. That's trying to release the burden. Okay, like take it off my back. So she's in a similar energy as well, okay, with trying to unburden herself from this king. Okay, more. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is like, it can be like being in a mental prison, like negative thoughts on a loop, replaying things. It's also about restriction. So it's almost like both this king and the divine feminine are restricting themselves mentally, in their heart, and physically. Like this is a context situation where neither one is reaching out, and they probably likely won't. Neither one will because they're both in this like. They're restricting themselves on purpose for whatever reason, okay? But there's, like I said, this energy of of control here. It's like both are trying to control themselves, restrict themselves. As Izzy's growling over there. I'll just stop it here because we're about to run out of time. High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. There is a spiritual connection here, though, however. You're still tied to each other, perhaps telepathically. It's a soul connection. There's an inner knowing. You both probably still feel each other's energy, even though you're detached. Your energy, like I said, I'm getting this feeling like deep down below. You're still connected. You're still connected. That red string has not been cut. Okay? All right. Love you guys.